But what this means, and it's not just a fancy little term that sounds good for me in marketing and branding, it literally means we are marketing, we are selling, and we are branding when we don't think we are. Because we always are. We are always branding, we are always selling, we are always marketing. Sales happens, yes, leading up to your first client, but you're selling the next gig and you're selling the referrals during that one and after that one. You see, when you take shots, we take beautiful shots out there, it's great. But if you're a pain to deal with, then I can find somebody else. That's unselling, that's unmarketing, that's unbranding. Branding is a very fancy word in my world, in the marketing world, that branding is a word that's made me, when I have my agency, a lot of money. And if we needed more money in a quarter of a year, we would pitch a rebrand, which is Latin for more money. It's awesome. And yeah, it'll help your sales, no worries. No, it didn't. And so what we did with branding is very simple. When you see a brand, when you see a logo, whatever you think, you're right. So whatever you think of a company, the brand statement is what comes out of your mouth, not theirs. So the brand statement for your photography business is not whatever you say it is. It's whatever your clients say. It's whatever your connections say. So whatever you think of me right now, you're right. I think. It depends on what you're thinking right now. So what word came to mind when I walked out on stage? What word popped into your head? Other than you thought I was the sound guy. What word? Props to my sound guy backstage. Give them a round of applause, would you? It's a thankless job of speakers walking on stage with the clicker going like this, like, it's not working! Oh yeah, and they hit themselves with the I actually literally just hit myself in the eye with the laser, anyway, so we're talking about, but give me a word. Shout out a word if you don't know me. Those who do know me, you can be quiet. Thank you very much. I see you all sitting there. So, hipster, great, which is a very kind way to say, and a politically correct way to say you think I'm high right now. So, and it is legal federally in Canada now, so. I need some snacks. Sorry, what else? Biker. Oh man, it's an insult to bikers, but thank you. Free spirit, that's what my mom used to call me, which meant I was terrible. It means I didn't listen. That's what free spirit meant, right? You know, he's a free spirit. He's a jerk. That's what it was. Okay, stop shouting. My ego's going to take a hit in a second. So whatever that is, yes, you're right. Now, my job now, because you have a preconceived notion based on whatever stereotypes we all have in our brains, now my job is to either reinforce said stereotypes or try to break through them, okay? We're going to try to make it the way I want it to be, and that's a disadvantage depending on how I come out here, right? How I'm dressed or didn't get dressed. You know, I wore pants, so you're welcome. It's not a usual thing to me, right? It is Sunday. That's National No Pants Day in my world. Anything that ends in day is no pants day for me in my world. So now my job, so it's the same thing with a logo, right? We literally don't see the logo. What we do is we see the stories. And psychologists say we do two things when we see any brand's logo. We think of the most recent experience we've had or heard, and the most extreme experience we've had or heard. Okay? Does that make sense? So you think of stories, okay? I'm going to show you a bunch of photos and stuff today. So Karen from the copyright is here. So I didn't get permission, but you can tag the owner in the comments. Is that right? That was an Instagram joke for my people out there. The 12 of you that got that joke. So thank you. The rest of you, you're being ripped off every day right now with people saying that, okay? I don't know who made it. Just tag them in the credit. I'm like, literally, it'd take you 4 seconds. Anyway, sorry. So I'm sorry what's about to happen, Karen. So what happens? So we see a logo like this, like the Ritz-Carlton one I didn't get permission to use. And so the Ritz-Carlton logo up there, when you see that logo, What happened in your head right now, in your brain? What words came up? Fancy? Expensive? You are photographers. Good. Service, right? So the same ideas, the same kind of general thing, which is good for them. Unless you've had a poor experience in there, then that's in your head. So when I see that logo, and you actually literally don't see the logo. It's actually a severed lion's head impaled on a crown. Look at it! Is it on the screen? Okay, good, because if it wasn't on the screen right now, you'd be like, dude, it's your face, which resembles a severed lion's head. So what we don't see is that, okay? We don't see the actual logo, okay? We see the stories. So when I stay at the Ritz-Carlton, I only see, I think of the most recent time I stayed there, which was in Philadelphia a little while ago. Sorry about the Eagles. And I'm a Lions fan. I'm terrible at everything. Yeah, well, at least the Bears lost, so that's good. Yeah, doink. Yeah. I'm sorry. Doink, doink. That's the two, yeah. You're welcome. I have the microphone. You have the camera, but I have the microphone, all right? Yeesh. So I think of the Ritz-Carlton logo, and I think of Joshi. Joshi's the giraffe, and he's a poorly stuffed one, and he was left at the Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island Resort in Florida. He was left there by a child, and they flew home. And they realized that they forgot Joshi. Okay, they went home to Phoenix, and they realized they forgot Joshi. Now, what happens when your kid loses their favorite thing? Do you hear that very low-grade mumbling right now? Those are self-identifying parents in the room right now. I swear to God. It's just like, so how many of you have kids that you know about? Okay, folks, when I raise my hand like this, you raise it, don't clap your hand. God, we should have started this earlier. So when you get to this point where you have all these kids, so Allison and I have 5 kids. Do not clap for that. That was minimal effort on my part. No, but actually the youngest 3 are hers, the oldest 2 are mine. We had a merger a while back. It was more of a hostile takeover, to be frank with you. We had to let a few kids go. We had some redundancies, and we are a more efficient family now, a stronger family, and frankly, a more profitable family at this point. Really, the bottom line is much better this year. And the remaining children are just happy to be here. So to still be on the team. They work twice as hard for the same allowance, so we're good. But you know what happens, right? Your day is done. Anybody within a mile of you, their day is done. So the father did what any good father would do in this scenario, and he lied to his son, and he said that Joshi was on an extended vacation, which is a good call, Dad, temporarily. Like you've bought yourself some time. Kid thinks Joshi's still enjoying it. You have no idea where he is. And so he begs and he pleads and he prays and he phones the Ritz-Carlton. And he says, please tell me you found this stuffed giraffe, Joshi. And they did. Not only did they find him, by the way, that should be the end of the story. I should just end it, and they did. So next, because it's the most amazing hotel story ever. I live in hotels. I'm all over the place, always in hotels. And one of the things is if you lose something in a hotel, you're not getting it back. Okay, I have lost 42 phone chargers this year. There's some underground Craigslist marketplace of usedhotelchargers.com or something like that. I once called the front desk. It was the reverse. I was in Phoenix, and it was the reverse. I left my charger at home. And I called the front desk. I'm like, can I borrow one of those lost and found chargers? It's a generic iPhone one. It's like, I'm sorry, sir, we don't have any. And I'm like, liar! I've left 4 here myself. Can I buy one off your site? Yeah, you can. Oh, you got me. You got me. So not only did they find him, it was found by somebody working in the hotel laundry. And they found it, and it was rolled up in the sheets. If you ever lose something in a hotel, check the end of the bed under the sheets. If you get lost in the hotel, that's where you are. You're rolled up in the sheets. Not only did they find him, and not only did they actually brought him back to the front desk, and somebody working the front desk said, this is important. Not only did they find him, and not only did they overnight him back to the awaiting child at no charge to the family, but they also sent back photos of his extended vacation. Do I need to add a comment to this? Like, at all? This is Joshy meeting new friends at the bar? That dolphin is inappropriate? Tonight, at the little shindig, you're gonna have a beverage with your fellow shutterbugs, and you can't spot the inappropriate dolphin of your group? You're the inappropriate dolphin of the group. That's just simple math, kids. That's how that works. We got Joshy working loss prevention because he has to pay for his extended stay. And now that he's an employee of the Ritz-Carlton, they gave him an ID badge. A laminated ID badge, by the way. If you didn't say "aw" just now, you're what's known in the industry as a psychopath. You may want to go to a doctor. Do I have any emotion left, sir? That's how this works. So they took Joshy, a letter from the general manager, the photos, the ID badge, and overnighted it back to the awaiting child at no charge. When you see the Ritz-Carlton logo, give me a word that comes to mind. Awesome service, still expensive. You guys are worse than musicians. You literally no money. It's great. Yeah. I have $9. I'm not going there. Do you see how your view of a brand, your impression of a brand can change with a story? A story that didn't happen to you. A story that didn't happen to me. I read about this on a blog post that a friend of mine shared on Facebook. Right? And he shared it because why? Because it's freaking awesome, that's why. Yes? We all want word of mouth, but we forget the one thing that makes it happen, which is doing things worth talking about. Your entire MBA program is now complete. You can go home. That is everything. When we evoke emotion, they spread emotion. And you are in one of the best businesses ever that can evoke emotion. Visually evoked emotion can spread far and wide. There is no better time in the history of the world to have photos spread. It's never been easier. It's never been faster. There's never been more competition. But that's okay. This stuff spreads. I tell this story around the world. Okay, I do 60 to 70 keynotes a year. This is all I do. What I'm trying to say is I don't have a job. You know what this means? So this means full stop, right? Which means there's nothing further from that sentence. Like there's nothing after, there's no however or anything. I literally don't have a job. So I tell a story to, I've told this to hundreds of thousands of people in the audience. It's the opening story in our book, Unselling. That's been read by tens of thousands of people. How much does this cost the Ritz-Carlton every time I tell it? How much? $5,000, yes. It's a disclosure statement I have to do. And also because the copyright office is here and I have to be legit because they know people and ethics and anyway. Sorry, I won't pick on Karen anymore in the next 5 minutes. But so when you look at this, this is what I tell everybody this story because it's amazing. I love it. We spread emotion. What do you think the father did? And by the way, Ritz-Carlton doesn't pay me to do this. I should also give that disclosure. I wish they, does somebody know somebody at the Ritz-Carlton? I'd love to get some money for this. What do you think the father did when he got the package? Unexpected. Yeah, he told absolutely everybody possible. Strangers. You ever something you have to tell everybody, you just want to tell anybody? He put it on Facebook, he blogged about it, which is where I read it. He tweeted about it. I need something more relatable to some of you. He faxed people about it. Is that good? Is it too soon? It's 2019. Stop faxing. I once had a realtor send me a contract to sign, and he emailed it to me and said, can you sign and fax me back the original? I'm like, no problem, 1982, I can do that, yeah. So I signed it on my phone and sent back a signed copy. He's like, thanks so much, Scott. Unfortunately, I can't accept this. I need you to fax me the original. Why aren't you laughing? Because, see, the piece of paper doesn't go through the phone. I'm not going to explain faxing to you. It's not the Professional Faxing Association. It's not, right? Okay. The point is, though, we have to tell everybody when we evoke emotion. Now, it can be bad emotion, it could be anger, or it could be sadness, or it could be hilarious or inspirational, but that's what gets evoked. That's what happens, so much so that my favorite part of this story isn't even the story. It's the authors of the story. It wasn't the VP of marketing for the Ritz-Carlton. It wasn't Sir Ritz-Carlton himself, who's not a real person. It was a front desk clerk and a laundry worker. The Ritz-Carlton believes in their people so much that they call them the ladies and gentlemen of the Ritz-Carlton. And they authorize every employee up to $2,000 per guest, per incident, to either delight or make right. Now, they're not walking around with like a fat stack of cash making it rain on people. Like, woo, right? Little yachties coming up. No. What they're doing, although that would be awesome, and I would stay there more if they did that. But they have the authority to make it right. They have the ability to make it right. They don't have to say, I have to get a manager, which is very empowering. Very empowering for everybody. And I love that because the two people that authored this story changed $1 billion brand animal from a lion to a giraffe. 2 employees. The most told story about the Ritz-Carlton around the world. Why? Because I tell it. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. But that's the point. We are all the brand. We are all the brand. I want this up in your office. Maybe not this, it's creepy, but something like this. Every phone call, every email, every text, you're branding, you are marketing. I'm thinking about hiring Jeff to do a photo shoot. How was he? Well, the photos were good, but he took twice as long to get them to me than they said, and it cost more than he quoted. What's your brand? Right? I want to hire Steph to do a photo shoot. She was on time and on budget. Who are you going to hire? Well, which photo is better? There's a certain grade you get to of photography, of a ninja skill set, right? You know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, then you're not at it yet. You know. But there's a certain point that it happens with music too, that we get to a certain skill set and then it's almost very subjective, that we can go either way. Do I like your photos a little better, but you're a pain in the ass? I'm going with the other person. And if that other person's a little better than you and better to work with, bye-bye. I learned this about speaking. See, for me, I'm a ninja speaker. I'm waiting for you to take photos. Like, I don't understand. That's the dimple side. Sorry, that's a lot of money to put that in. But the point is, and I thought this last year. I'm at the top of my game. I love what I do. I've wanted to do this since I was 12. not speak to photographers, but like, I mean, speaking in general. I was the only 12-year-old that wanted to be a speaker. And this is what I've always wanted to do. And I asked myself last year, after doing hundreds of talks, am I actually following my own advice? Am I the easiest speaker to work with? And the answer was no, because I asked my assistant. She's like, and so I realized if I can be better to work with and be at the top of my game while on stage, unstoppable. And that's what I want to focus on. And the same for you. Yes, the photos matter. Yeah, and matter immensely more than most things in your world. But everything else surrounding it is what makes your brand. Okay? Everything else surrounding it is your brand. And especially if you want to go after the corporate market. The corporate market's all about removing my stress and my headache because I want to do repeat work with you. And that's how easy are you to deal with. That's a big part of that. But the problem is this place, it all gets blown up. There's so much happening out there right now. There's so many places. There's so much social media. There's so many sites now where your photos can be or ripped off and put somewhere. I can't keep up with all these places. And I told you, I'm unemployed. I have nothing to do. You know what I'm going to do after this talk today? Nothing. What am I going to do, redo my slides or something like that? It's the same slide deck for 32 years. I'm just kidding, it's not. It's 8 years. But the point is, it's overwhelming. And sometimes we feel pressure to be on all these sites. We're like, we've got to be on everywhere, Scott. We've got to have a Pinterest photography page. We got to make some Instagram stories, and we got to be over here because the millennials are coming. They're coming! I'm like, they're here. Like, we don't even know what that means. When we say millennials, it's just like stuff that's making us angry. You're going to go to lunch today, and there's going to be kale, and you're going to be like, millennials. Back in my day, we had iceberg lettuce with no nutritional value. It was a transferring canoe of ranch dressing. That's what that was. Croutons and ranch. Here it comes. I'm not even eating the lettuce. You saw what happened with romaine. It's not happening. You're like, there's kale and quinoa, and you're walking away. 30% of the audience got the quinoa joke, so all right. I see what I'm dealing with here. But we don't even know what it means. It just comes out of our pie hole, and we don't even know what we're saying. Millennials are actually between the ages of about 20 to 37, depending on the data you look at. It differs wherever you look. Who in this room is between 20 and 37? Hands up. Oh, God, you're here. Look at all of you. I was told it was going to be mostly older people like me. All right, I'm going to change what I'm going to say. Okay. Hello. Let me talk to you for a second. Millennials in the room, I'm going to decipher what us older people are saying to you, okay? When we say the word millennials, working with you, hiring you, selling to you, doing a shoot with you, what we mean is people younger than us, and we don't like you. It's not you, it's you. It's you. Look, all we want is for you to suffer. Seriously. The only time Allison and I see the kids at home is when the Wi-Fi goes down. They all come out of their rooms in unison. Is the Wi-Fi down? You ever seen it? 6 seconds it'll take them. Who am I kidding? I'm the one coming out of the room. Children, Is the Wi-Fi down? I want to watch Netflix TV. Why is it not working? Who are you? You're my son. You do not look like your profile picture. That's way too much in post. You need to be authentic there. I don't want to talk. This is weird. We'll talk on Chapsnat later. Let's do this. All right. It's about 60% of you. That's good. That's good. We're getting there. We're getting there. We just want some pain because the kids, they freak out when the Wi-Fi goes down because they can't stream their Spotify playlist. Do you have any idea how we used to make a playlist? Shut up! The top 8 at 8, and I'm waiting for Salt and Pepper. Push it. Man, this DJ needs to shut up for a second. Is that? There it is! And you record 7 songs. Do you understand the pressure? You record 7 songs, you flip the tape, record 7 more songs, you take your mixtape, and you put it in your car, and you listen to it for the next 9 years. And you think your world is over when your phone actually dies. Have you had a mixtape die? Cruising down the strip trying to impress your girl. It's like, ooh, baby. Take it out. And you take it out, it's a spider web of tape. It's like, somebody give me a pencil. It's fine. It's fine. It's all warped now at that one spot. And from then on, every time you hear the song, right, it's, boy, you really got me, and you got me so. You're like, now it's my jam. And then you hear the song on the radio, you're like, that's not the right way. Has to sound like she's having a stroke halfway through. You don't even know. You don't even know. Back in my day, we couldn't even fact check our parents. Right? We just had to believe them. I'm in the back of the car, Dad, can you turn on the light? I've dropped my gum. He's like, we're driving. It's illegal to turn on the car light. Why? It just is. Okay. You better not swallow that gum. It's going to last 7 years in your stomach. I just did. He's like, well, now we're not going swimming. And now, Dad, can you turn the light on in the car? And I'm like, oh, it's my turn. Sorry, son, it's illegal. He's like, is it? I just tweeted the police department. They said, no, he's lying. That's what we had to deal with. That was the problem. And what it's done is, what I do love about millennials is it's actually brought together 2 groups of people that I never thought would join together. It's joined as a team with Gen X and Boomers. And we've joined together to form one mighty yet tired and sore Voltron that is going to slay this very fast-moving group of people who are very tech-savvy together, and we've joined us. By the way, okay, so Gen X in the room, when I see you guys at the trade show, I'm going to go afterwards, when I see you there, just flash me the universal Gen X sign, which is right here. Yeah, it's got to be at the hip, though, and the reason at the hip is because millennials won't see it. They're on their phone. Boomers won't see it because they lack peripheral vision, too. It's okay. It's okay. They didn't hear the joke. It's okay. We still have some beef. We still have some beef. We do. We do. I'm sorry. But let me give you an example of the generations right now, okay? My fellow Gen Xers, let me hear you. Right? That's not bad, but we're getting tired, yes? We're having some concerns. We got a hair growing out of our ear right now. I can't explain, right? I cut a hair off yesterday. It was here. What the hell is that? That's a lower level eyelash? Like, I don't understand. Like, uh-oh, wrong room. And they're just sitting around there for now. It's getting weird, right? Boomers, where are you at? Right? Drunk. Yeah, they figured it out. Millennials. I hate you. So much energy! Let's start the conference at 5. And we're like, 11's good, whatever. Boomer's like, I'm going to show up wherever the damn hell I want. Thank you very much. But why it's brought us together is we've banded together to go against millennials because millennials are now taking credit for inventing everything that we already did, okay? Millennials are like, check it out, we got these new virtual reality goggles. You put them on your face and they'll take you anywhere in the world. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. We invented that. Thank you very much. I too can go anywhere in the world as long as it's on one of 3 discs and it doesn't get scratched. I was expecting to go to the pyramids once with a giant scratch down the middle, but it was just my Viewmaster. And they're like, yeah, but we got these devices that'll talk to you in the home. I'm like, nope, wrong again. That was us. That was us. That's how this works. That's how we do it. It's gotten to the point, though, of anger to a boiling point, and we have conferences and books and sessions and experts on generations and how do we deal with these type of things, and it's just like, to the point, this is where I was reading this online, okay? So it's, I'm fed up with the ceaseless carping of a handful of spoiled, self-indulgent, overgrown adolescents. This is a generation that was raised with the highest standard of living in the history of the world. We have a generation whose every need has been catered to since birth. Now when they finally face adulthood, they expect the gift-giving to continue. I'm not even sure this is my water. All right. Karen, what did you do to it? I'm going to keep going after her the whole time. It's going to be great, and then I'm going to lose everything I've got. But the whiners want everything now. A generation raised on the principle of instant satisfaction simply can't understand the concept of long-term planning and deferred gratification. What's their reaction when they don't get what they want? That's right, they throw a tantrum. Most people live ordinary lives of quiet desperation, stuck in uninteresting jobs they're afraid to lose. Motivational. If you want more than that, move out of your parents' houses, start working, and for heaven's sake, stop whining. You don't want to clap for that. Because this is from Newsweek, October 31st, 1993. I gotcha! For this was not written about you fine millennials. This is written about the millennials of yore, 25 years ago, of the best generation of all time, Gen X. You'll notice the watermark stamp on the left. And I figured no group would appreciate that even more than you. Why is this only the proof? Well, this was of a graduation set of photos, and, well, my mom didn't want to pony up the $9 for the print because we weren't sure Scott was going to graduate that year. And to caption this photo, as we used to say in our day, hello, ladies. How you doing? This is my Lord of the Rings audition photo. I didn't get the part. But this is the point, okay? This is the problem. There'll be copies available at the trade show if you want me to sign them. Best wishes. Right? So, but this was me at 18. Gen X, what was being said about us then? Lazy, entitled, always glued to a screen. My fine millennials. What's being said about you? Lazy, entitled, always on your phone, disloyal. Same thing about us, right? It's just science. Every generation hates the younger generation. My grandfather hated my father. My father hates me. And I hate our children. I don't hate our, I think we actually have 5 incredible, very unique, very amazing kids. We lucked out 5 lottery wins all in a row. I hate your children. I do. Have you seen them? They're horrible people. You need to parent better. But that's how this works. This is how this always works. It's not new. This is how it is. We're just bitter. I'm very bitter, right? Youth is wasted on the young, right? And I think I'm a better human now, but damn, you wish you could get that time back. And that's okay. But we rip on them. We rip on them and we're like, well, but we don't remember what it was like for us to get ripped on. Is there a difference between millennials at ages of late teens, early 20s than we were? There is now, yes. But it's not on them. It's on disruption. Disruption is simply change without time to resist it. Yes? That's what's happening. And change, and the pace of change, is incredibly, exponentially faster. It took 76 years for electricity to be adopted in a good amount of American households. It took 36 years for the refrigerator. It took 18 years for the microwave. It took 6 years for the internet, 4 years for smartphones, 2 years for social media, and next week it'll take a day. It used to be we built up walls around change, and by the time the change broke the wall down, we were retired. Yes? We didn't have to change. We don't like to change. And now these young whippersnappers are rocking into the workplace with hoodies and man buns and beards on their electric frickin' scooters. And they're like, you gotta change, Pops. And you're like, I do not, oh, I'm fired. Okay, cool, yeah, and you're, but that's what's happening. Why is a generation who've grown up on disruption not your best asset? With all they know, especially the younger half of millennials, you've grown up your whole life in especially digital disruption. That's an asset. And we resist it, and we resist it. We yearn for the old days, right? We yearn, what was better? What was around 60 years ago that's not around today that you wish we had? Like polio? Oh, them's were the days. Shorter life expectancy. Somebody said film. You photographers, film. As a consumer, I loved waiting 4 weeks for my photos to be developed and getting them back, and my dad's thumb was covering half of them, and that's a good roll. I get it. There is beauty in history, by the way. There's beauty in tradition, and there's beauty in film. There is. But that does not mean what is now and what is next is a problem. Because one of the beauties of you in film is your eye. That's the skill that nobody can replace. That's the skill disruption can't change. It can't change who you are. And if you are your authentic self in photography, you have no competition. But you've got to allow yourself to be you. You've got to allow yourself to be you. Thank you. And we get afraid. There's so much more competition. There's so much more out there. And there is. And we hate it. We hate disruption. Like photographers, the new phone's coming out, right? And it would have cost you tens of thousands of dollars in gear a decade ago, and now you can do it on one of the new phones. And you're like, it's terrible. All these amateurs. And I'm like, you all were an amateur once. You all were an amateur once. Yes? Something sparked your passion for photography. Why is it not okay that others can have that too? Amen. Why is it not okay? It has to be okay. If one phone and somebody takes a picture and it takes somebody younger or older to say, oh man, I loved setting that shot up. I love that. It makes me feel good. And they find the passion that you have in your heart for it, the world's better. The world's better. It's not more competition. The world's better. Yeah, but Scott, people don't need us to do weddings anymore because then everybody's got their phone. Okay, that's a hell of an album. Used to have friends when we used to do the disposable cameras on each table. Yeah? Remember that? Good. Yeah, my buddy used to play Whose Balls Are These? Yeah. Oh, he wouldn't take the camera on our table. He'd take it on the parents' table, go to the bathroom, put it back on Grandma and Grandpa's table, and they'd wait 4 weeks to develop it. And they'd say, whose balls are these? That is the first time I've said the word balls on stage, and now I've said it 3 times. Only for you, photographers. Only for you, how this works. But that's the problem. We freak out with all this disruption, right? We look at, I've seen job ads for entry-level, millennial kind of angled positions where you must show initiative, and then when they say, hey, I have an idea, we're like, shut up! Know your role. Stay in your lane. Right? Don't get out of line when the only way innovation happens is through insubordination. That is the definition of innovation, is being insubordinate to a current way of doing something or a construct. It is good. It's called progress. It's good, and I know we still yearn for it. There's an app on the phone that will mimic you using a Kodak disposable camera. It's called Gudak, I think. And you literally take you're allowed to take 12 shots, or 24 if you get the premium version, and then you take them, and there's like all these flares in it and stuff, and not the cool ones, and then you finish the roll, and then it says, check the app in 3 weeks. I kid you not. For it to develop. I kid you not. That's the app, and I bought it. I'm such an idiot. But I bought it. So that's where we have to look at. Look at your perspective. Okay? Be open to other ideas. See where it's going, and make age only a number on your driver's license. Passion is what I want. That's what I care about in this industry. There's plenty of things to go around. There's plenty of photos need to be taken. And there's plenty of passion to be caught and contagious out there. So let's not rip on them. Let's support them and bring them all together. Now I want to talk about somebody who's in the room. Steph, where are you? Are you here? Just put your hand up, Steph. Can you point to me where she is? Oh, she's back there. She's back there. Everybody say hi to Steph for me for a second. Standing in the back there. Yeah, you can clap because that was weird when you waved. It was very quiet and it was like, anyway. So Steph's a friend of ours. It's been for years. And finally, we're like, we want to do a photo shoot because Allison and I have a show called The Unpodcast, the business show for the Fed Up. And we needed new shots because this was newer, and it wasn't looking right with the older ones. And so we said, Steph, we'll fly out to Vegas, and we'll do a shoot. She's like, okay, yeah, I can do that. We can do that. I'm like, great. Can you do it for free? I'm kidding. I didn't ask her to do it for free. I paid her. I'm kidding. And so I'm like, yeah, well, whatever, you're full rate, and we'll fly you out there, and awesome, which is great. There are photographers who live in Vegas, right? Yeah, Steph lives in Texas. And, relax, Texas. Stop it. Just stop it. You got really good barbecue. That's enough, okay? It's enough. You can just relax. So, but why? Because we had an existing relationship for years. And we didn't connect, and Steph's like, they're going to hire us one day. That's going to be why I'm going to hang out. I just thought she's cool because she's awesome, right? And we connected because I thought her stuff was awesome. Her photos were awesome. I always loved them and shared them because they were brilliant. And finally, years down the road, I'm like, now it's time for us to hire you. And she's like, how long it took you to? No, she was like, she was happy, she was excited. So we go to Vegas. We're getting the shoot, and we reserved a spot at the Neon Boneyard, or the Neon Graveyard in Vegas, where all the old neon signs go, right? It's awesome. It's an awesome venue for photos, and it's an awesome place to hang out or have functions and everything else. So we go there, and we're heading there. And we're talking in the suite at the Cosmo because I'm a degenerate gambler. And we're at the suite with this wraparound balcony. We're talking, and we're like, we got married here. And she's like, awesome. And she's totally into it. Even if she was pretending, she's totally into it. And she's like, you here? Awesome. And I'm like, yeah, we got it at the drive-thru. We went to the drive-through chapel in the north end of the strip, across from the Stratosphere. Don't go out there at night. Actually, don't go there during the day. And I said, yeah, so our wedding photo is a selfie of us in our rented Mustang with me taking it like this. And she's like, oh, hell no. Hell no. And it was 5 years. It was almost like our anniversary. It was very close. It was a month or so before our anniversary, 5 years. And she's like, no, no, no. On the way to the neon graveyard, we're going to stop. And we're going to get you a new shot. I just got tingles. I'm not looking at their feet. I have a monitor right here. Now, it's not even about how she lined the photo up with the sun coming at the very top, with Elvis and his shaking hips in a left move, with a Stratosphere perfectly lined up beside the sign, or we're standing in the middle of traffic. It was that she had the idea even to do it. We're like, oh no, it's fine. She's like, we're going. And this now gives me tingles. And when it gives me tingles, what do? You go to the doctor, yes. You share it with everybody. I've shared these everywhere. She didn't ask me. She didn't say, please tag me. She didn't say, please credit me. I'm like, look at what she did. You need to hire her. You need to get her. We were driving after the chapel. We're about to get there. And Steph, in the car, in the cab, I'm sorry, in the lift. I'm not 70. We're in the lift, and we're in the car, and she's like, pull over. And it's Vegas, so I think she's going to puke, right? That's the sign for puking in Vegas, if you haven't been. She's like, pull over. And I'm like, are we going to go buy heroin? Like, what's happening right now? And she sees this. She sees the wall and the Vegas setup and everything else, and gets us out, much to the chagrin of the driver. And Steph could not give a rat's ass, which is why I love her. She's like, this is the shot, one of the shots, and this is one of the promo shots we use, because we also do a Vegas 30 podcast, which is Vegas for people over 30. We call it too old to stand in line for anything, but too young to only play bingo. Like, that's our... And I love it was like a couple hundred photos, and I loved every single one. Why? Because of Steph. That's her personality. Nobody can shoot like Steph because nobody is Steph. Right? Just as nobody's you. So if you see something and you think, then you say. Use that passion, use that eye. We never saw this. I've driven past this before buying Coke, and I've never thought to take a picture in front of it. I'm kidding, I get it delivered. So I keep pointing down here like you can see it. So yeah, but the point is though, let your passion come through. Let it come through. Because there's nobody like you in this room either. And that's one of my favorite ones too. That's just us talking. It's also the candids that do it as well. That's actually at the neon graveyard. And that's Allison. I'm so out of my league. I love her so much. She's amazing. But look at even the flare. I don't know what the proper term is. That light thing at the top. I don't know what the proper photography term is. Is that the name of it? I don't know what it is. But that, right? And she had the thing on the background. It's blurry. Oh, it's like depth of vision field. That thing where it's like I can't see in the background, but you're really clear in the front. That one. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. That one. I'm really up on the terms for this one. I really researched the event. But that's the point, okay? That's the difference. And it's also working with what you've got and how to do it. Okay, that's Steph, by the way. And if you ever want to say hi to her, she is on Twitter and on Instagram. And please follow her on Instagram. She's a genius in everything she does, from casual to corporate to weddings. It's just, I adore you. You're wonderful. Thank you for doing that shoot for us. Another one. So, Richard, where are you? You here too? Where, Richard? Are you here? There he is right there, my man. So, Richard here as well. So you're like, why am I not getting a shout out? Like everybody in the room. I have 4 more hours. I got 400 photographers to go through. So, Richard, and you can see a spectacle photo if you go on his Instagram page, which is brilliant work as well. So we get in touch. I'm headed to Florida for a gig. And I needed updated headshots even back, again, back then, even further back from when we were with Steph. It was a couple years or a year or so, two ago. And I'm like, I need it because I don't have anything with the bun, because before it was in that middle stage. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's not short, it's not long, it's just crap. Like, I'm just like, come on, get to a point where I can work with it. 2 years, got to the bun. So I'm like, dude, he's in Florida, and I'd followed him, and he had followed me. I loved his shot. He's got the photo of his kids, and it's the best I've ever seen. So I'm like, and we're in Florida, and I can't remember if you reached out to me or I reached out to you, but we're like, come in there, and I'm like, let's do a shot. He's like, I'm in. I'll come to the hotel. I'm like, weird venue. Okay, but that's cool. Let's do it. Should I be in bed? Like, what's happening? Like what? Like the Costanza? Like what's happening right now? He's like, cool. So we meet in the lobby, and then somebody from the event comes up and starts talking, and I'm like, sorry, dude. He talked for like 15 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay, he paid, so I'm going to talk to him. So we're like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this unauthorized shoot. So we go, and we're like, well, let's find a place. And he's just like, whoop, walking around. He's like, over here. And we go over there, and he's got like a camera, his bag, and like a light. And I'm like, well, okay, you're the boss. And we go to the conference area, which is empty. I don't really know much about conferences and hotels and stuff like we're at right now. They're not the most aesthetically pleasing places. And I'm like, well, good luck. We go into the foyer of the conference area of the hotel, and he's like, this will work. And I'm like hell it'll work. What do you mean? All right, whatever. All right, I'm going to leave you a bad review on Yelp. Let's do this. He's like, I got it. And we're going to do some headshots, and we did some. He's like, oh, no, we got to work with this. And he's like, I got all these shots. And I'm like, nice. I'm like, that's my future movie poster, right? Yeah, that's going to be one of my movie posters. And then you saw this one, because it's all over the convention center and the hotel. You know how weird that is and awesome it is? As somebody who has a healthy ego, it's giant right now. So, yeah, nobody gets to talk to me after this. You have to talk to my people. This is in the lobby of the conference center of the hotel. And he just found this little area, kind of like a sconce. I don't even know what it's called. It's a little corner with some blue. And he's like, hey, do you want to recreate the 40-year-old virgin poster? And I'm like, Richard, you're damn right I do. And boom. And we did it as a joke. And now it's all over the damn convention center and the hotel. What do you know? Man, thank you for doing those shots. It's very much appreciated. So now here's the disruption. Here it comes. Here comes the Iris photo booth. And this ain't like your mall's photo booth. This isn't like the 3 or 4 prints that are still wet that come out of it. It's like $3 or $2, and you pose, and it's 11 minutes to wait, and 1 is weird, and then 2, and then your big brother comes breaking into the curtain and screws it all up. This is the Iris photo booth. How many of you have seen or heard of this? Hands up. All right, so this is in an airport. It's at airports and some colleges and some businesses, and it's a headshot booth. It's not a photo booth. It's a headshot booth, specifically placed there for people to get a professional headshot for business and for LinkedIn profiles, for social media. It's $20 to get it done, or a little more for all of them. So I'm like, oh, I'm your Huckleberry. And I went, I got my bag, got my hoodie on. I'm like, I'm going to do a whole array of shots. So this is me doing the headshots. It's watermarked. Sorry, Karen. So I did this as a lark, right? It's for fun. Who says lark anymore? What is it, the 40s? But I realized the big one, the top right, I'm like, hang on. I got that ring thing in my eyes. That looks amazing. So I went back and actually put on my finest formal wear, which is a white version of this shirt. And if you check your program, that white shirt version is one of the photos used. I gave the Professional Photographers Association a choice of any headshots to use. And they chose one of these. Now, don't get mad at them. It's a decent shot. Yes, it's not bad. Is it one of these? No. The middle one is from Steph as well. How badass do I look on that one? It's like 400% more badass than I actually am right now. But it's perfect. That was on Fremont Street beside some vomit, and it was amazing. But it looks like I just got out of a UFC fight or a large biker club. Like, it's amazing, and I stare at it daily. It's weird. But this is the third. This is the 3 pictures I now offer events. And they all get used. You know, frankly, I don't care what you think of the one on the right, whether you think it's good or not. You got skin in the game, so it's a different opinion. Events use it. And they use all 3 of them, depending on the attitude of the event and you know, their vibe they want to go for. So, what that cannot do is the good shots, is the ones, the 40-year-old virgin shot, is the ones of us in Vegas on the street in the moment, using personality. It's still, you're staring into a faceless, lifeless camera. Your talent is what you bring out of your subjects. Your talent is how you make them feel. Your talent is like being a great journalist or interviewer. You make the subject relaxed, and therefore they're their true self. And then you can see it. I like the first 2 better. But people like the third one as well. You are the differentiation of this. You are the one that changes it, okay? We have 3 types of clients in photography: ecstatic, static, and vulnerable. We don't know what we're going to do when it becomes vulnerable, when they complain, when we get a bad review, when a pivot point, which is when it changes, goes wrong. And you can change it. You can flip it. You can fix it. When people complain online about you or your work, what they're looking for first and foremost is validation. Validation, they've been heard, because up to that point they have not. As an example, Monica here was complaining about an Ashley Home Furniture store. She gave them 1 star and opened it by saying if I could give them 0 stars, I would, which is not a good way for a review to start. And the store, here's the problem, the store was great. Great furniture, great price, great salesperson, everything was great. And then she picked her delivery date. Well, what do you think happened? Delivery is on wrong day, wrong time, wrong furniture, it was the wrong color. And the delivery driver said, and I quote, "It looks close enough." And the furniture was broken, had a chip. And she went on Yelp and complained, and the owner saw it, and he has Yelp for Business on his phone, and it buzzes every time he gets a review in his pocket. He feels the review. And he goes and checks it and sees it and says, nope, not on my watch. Unawesome is unacceptable. And he phoned her and fixed it. Fixed it. And she went back and revised her review, which never happens, and gave it 4 stars and said, after my scathing Yelp review, I was immediately, and I mean immediately, contacted by the owner. Ben is courteous, professional, and kind. He followed up with everything he stated he was going to do very promptly. His apology felt sincere, and because of him, I don't think I'd hesitate to shop at one of Ashley's stores he owns. Would you shop here if you read this? I would. I think it's better than a 5-star, just kind of blank review. Right? We can't change the fact that mistakes happen. We can change what we do with them. We can recover them. And when they complain, they're saying, help me. My favorite 1-star review of all time is from Taco Santo in New York. It's the only 1-star review that would make me want to eat somewhere. And Russ says, the entire kitchen and wait staff saw an ice cream truck and ran outside, leaving me alone in the restaurant. 10 minutes later, they all came back with ice cream cones. Still can't believe this actually happened. I love it. I love it. One of my final things is Pam talking about, some of you saw this, okay, this is not a joke. We paid a photographer who claimed to be professional $200 to $250 for a family photo shoot. Maybe that was your first indication. Please see these for real photos she delivered to us. She said the shadows were really bad on the beautiful, clear, sunny day, and that her professor never taught her to retouch photos. Feel free to share. I literally have not laughed this hard in years. You can't make this stuff up again. This is not a joke. Final product. Seamless. I can't tell. That's a filter, right? You millennials understand filters. Don't laugh at this. You use filters too. It's just a filter. It ain't no filter. Before I go, please join Alice and I on the podcast. This is another piece of Steph's beautiful work. This pretty much sums us up, which is the goal of a photographer, especially when taking photos of families or couples, get the real them. This is me. I do this in the show. I just yell and get mad, and Allison is just awesome and smart and beautiful. And that sums it up for me right there. If you want to get the information of it, just hook me up, all one word, if you have an American cell phone, to 33444. I will not hook up with you. It's to hook you up with the information about the show and the links to say hi. And you get a text to get you signed up and it'll ask for your email. And then if you reply to that email, it'll come right to me. I'll get it. It comes to the bat phone. So my last thing I want to show you, and then we're all going to head to the trade show, is my favorite tweet of all time. Okay, it's not the tweet I'm going to show you, but the reply to it. Okay, you ready? Are you ready? You're almost learning. So, Men's Humor tweets, "This morning I gave birth to a food baby, and I think Taco Bell is the father." Let's get Scott to be the opening keynote. There's no way he'll end it on a poop joke, right? Oh, yeah, he will. And he is. How do you reply to this as a brand? There's no lower form of humor than men's humor. And Taco Bell replies with the only reply possible, and they said, "I want a DNA test." Thank you, everybody. Be you. Be you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please follow the Seed and Feed Marching Band and join us for the opening of the Imaging USA Expo.